like that we're getting some airflow already. Just from the little bit of moving here, we're getting some airflow. Zoe, what are your thoughts so far?
Thank you, Mike. Well, like I said, I'm excited to be out here. I'm just ready to see all the excitement, all of the Trump supporters. I believe today, like I said, we said a little prayer prior, at least I did, asking God to give us protection and, of course, today be something that he can use to show people out there, his supporters, of course, Trump supporters, coming together and, despite, like I said, liberals and Democrats trying to stop us while they freely go out into their cities and destroy their own cities, mayors allowing this to take place, and then, of course, placing the blame on Trump and saying that he is the cause for all of this mayhem and disorder. But however, no, he is not, okay? And he has proven over and over again that he is here to reestablish law and order and to expose and shed light to all of the lies that have been told by the Democratic Party and by the elitists as well for years to the American people. So, of course, like I said, I'm praying that God gets the glory out of all of this today, and we are excited to get going here. If you all have any questions or concerns, or of course, many of you cannot be here today, but we're going to try our best to bring the excitement to you there in your homes or wherever you may be. But if you all have any questions, Mike actually has the live chat pulled up here, so we see your comments coming in. If you all have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll do our best to respond. A little bit about myself. I am from Alabama. I was recently released from my modeling agency due to my conservative views. My agent found out that I was a Trump supporter, and she decided to release my contract due to, in quotes, my racist political connections. So ever since that took place, Right Side Broadcasting, the owner of Right Side Broadcasting, contacted me, wanted me to come on board, and I'm very happy and very pleased with the doors that God has opened for me. I'm able to do what I enjoy, supporting our president, being vocal, and being a mouthpiece for God. I'm able to do what I enjoy without fear of losing my job or losing any other opportunities because of that. And it's sad to see today that we are living in cancel culture more than ever before, even more so on the right side, how conservatives are persecuted and ostracized because of their support for the president. And I just think it's really sad. However, we will still be fighting the good fight, just like our president. He's able to be on the road nonstop, give the majority of his time for the American people, standing for the morals and the Constitution that this country was founded on. And he's able to do that without a problem, unapologetic, and so can we, for sure.
So, Zoe, what are your thoughts on the state of America right now with Black Lives Matter and the coronavirus and just everything? Like, did you think you would see America look like this in 2020?
Thank you, Mike. Honestly, with everything going on right now, this is exactly what in the Bible God was talking about for us, his people, to be vigilant, to be watching for the signs in the last days of his soon-to-be return. And just seeing everything that's going on, how this nation is making way to be completely godless, and how the Democrats and how the left is constantly pushing anti-God. Even you see what Joe Biden, how he even just the basic Pledge of Allegiance, he's not able to even acknowledge God. That shows how far away we've gotten, But with everything going on, like I said, all we can do is continue praying for our president, that God leads him in the right direction, continues protecting him and using him as an instrument, as a tool to get his work done here on earth. I know, Mike, us being believers and Christians, what do you have to say about this? Because a lot of my Christian friends or people that I talk to online, they are kind of hesitant, especially church. They're hesitant on openly showing support for our president and getting involved in politics because they feel as if of course, it's something that is first of all, politics is a sticky topic, and just what do you have to say about the church wanting to kind of stay away from politics or kind of hesitant on openly showing support for our president? I like to tell people that, in the Bible, several times in the Bible, God used many ways to get his point across, to basically get whatever he was trying to get done. He used many things, okay? Even God spoke through a donkey, okay? So when people ask me personally about how can I be a Christian and support our president, I say, you have to break it down, and of course God gives us common sense and everything, and of course he has his word to give us guidance, but if you look at the differences between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, conservatives, liberals, what are we pushing for? What are we pushing for that is what God would want to keep here in America, as far as exactly like abortion, for example, abortion. That is something that I know God is anti-abortion. So without having to really put time into it, I know that I could vote for President Trump and know that God would back that because of the things that he is for and that he's trying to continue implementing here in America. And like I said, for example, abortion being that one thing, God is pro-life. God gave us life, okay? And that is something that us humans do not have the right to take away. So just went on a little run-on sentence there. But yeah, so what do you have to say to the church, okay?
Well, I kind of have a lot to say to the church because, not only is the church saying that and I don't mean all churches, obviously, but not only do a lot of churches say that they don't want to engage in politics, they actually are engaging in politics when they post Black Lives Matter signs, when they put rainbow flags up. When they engage in politics on the left side, they are actually making a commitment to what I believe is Satanism. It really is. If you think of just the political parties, you said people ask you, how can you be pro-God and pro-Trump? It's very easy. All you have to do is look at the policies. Look at the policies and see, do they align with God's purpose? God's purpose is for us to be free. Exactly. The Democrat purpose is for us to be controlled, for government to effectively replace God. They can't even acknowledge God at their convention. They literally said, they left one nation under God out of it. Exactly. If you look at our Constitution, our founding principles, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. They are endowed by their Creator. In the image of God, with certain unalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Joe Biden couldn't even say that. What does that tell you? The truth is always right there in plain sight. This is not being hidden. This is not some conspiracy theory. This isn't even my bias coming in. Joe Biden he couldn't say that. He couldn't say that. And if you look at the way that party operates, if you look at cities where they're controlled by Democrats, that's where evil is happening. That's where murder is happening. That's where crime happens, drug addiction, child abuse. It happens in places where God has been removed. It's very true that when God is taken out of a situation, things become worse. Because God represents hope. He represents love. He represents freedom, truth. These kinds of things are what make the world a better place. Love, hope, truth, freedom. As soon as you dim the light of love, hope, truth, and freedom, the world becomes a darker place. And we're seeing it in Portland. We've seen it in Chicago. We've seen it in New York City. They're sitting there lying to us. Again, with the lying, if they can look into a camera and lie, they're doing the devil's work. If they're lying and saying, the father of lies, this is Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump is the reason why Portland has rioted for 100 days. Donald Trump is the reason why 50 people get shot in Chicago every single weekend. All of these problems, for anybody that's honest and paying attention, pre-existed the presidency of Trump. And everybody's pretending like they care about stuff now because it's an opportunity for them to blame Trump. And I try to tell friends and family that I'm like, if you could just be honest and say, you're not a Joe Biden supporter, you just hate Donald Trump. Like, just keep it real. Don't be fake about it. Just say, I'm voting against Trump, not for Joe Biden. There's a very big difference because you're focused on something you don't want, and what you focus on expands. So going back to the whole like government versus God, that's why they wanted to take God out of the schools, because then it's, you know, because God is antithetical to the doctrine of government. You know, when people have problems in life, they tend to look to the government if you remove God. For me, when I've had problems in my life, I hit my knees and pray. I pray to God and things work out. I prayed that things would work out by me moving to Florida. And now look, here I am on this boat, living the dream, the American dream, working for a company that is on the right side of history, that is Right Side Broadcasting, and we're here to bring you the truth because that's the right thing to do. So this is really beautiful out here. I'm just blown away by the scenery here. I've been to Virginia once, and I've been to DC twice, and lots of trees, just lots of nature. It's just beautiful out here. I wonder how many miles we have to get to DC. Do you know? Are you a geography person here?
I myself, I love DC. DC is one of my favorite places to go. However, I'm not sure exactly how much longer we have until we get up the river to our destination. But of course, as we go up the river here, we're starting to catch up to some other supporters, and really anticipating and really waiting to see the numbers out there once we get up to our destination. But like Mike said, it's a beautiful day out here. Really happy to be here supporting our president, bringing this live to you guys wherever you may be, including you in. So prayerfully, everything will go as planned today, and like I said, God will get the glory out of all of this, and wherever our president may be today, may God protect him on his way as well.